Alright, I'm going to show you how to fix a Stoeger 2000 that doesn't fire properly. The first thing I'm going to do is make sure it's unloaded, and it is. And the first thing is I'm going to take off the forearm. Just like that. And so then I'm going to take out the, if it'll focus, I'm going to take out the bolt carrier, bolt, take the pin out and slide that off and take out the firing pin. And then we're going to take out the trigger assembly and take out the pin, which I've already loosened, and take out the trigger assembly. So the problem is, what would happen was, when you would pull the trigger, the bolt carrier would get stuck in the rear position. Well, so what happened was, when you pull the trigger, the bolt carrier would get stuck, and if the firing pin was still in there, you'd have to push it forward manually, or sometimes it was so hard you'd have to almost take it apart. And so the solution was, what I found out was, as I was cleaning the gun one day, if you slam that, it would get stuck. And mine obviously doesn't do it anymore. But what was happening was, every time you would fire the weapon, it would recoil, and people say it's the spring, but it's not the spring that gets messed up. You can still kind of see mine will almost still bind itself up. It still kind of does. The bottom ones bind themselves up, but that's not the problem. The problem is, as the bolt carrier slides back, it would get caught in the notches. So the simple solution is, just take the bolt carrier, hold it like it is, like it's going to fit on the firearm like that, and I would file, well, it ain't gonna focus. There we go. Well, you file the rear end pieces right there. You can kind of see where mine's a little shinier because I've already filed it. I just took a simple fingernail file and just filed the ends, the edges, to make them a little more round. Just did it over time, and a little of the filings come off, but just kept doing it. Filed to make it smooth, because the problem was, it was a little square, and so you see some of the filing still coming off on it. And just file. And again, so you can see what part I'm doing. There's the part. This is how it'll fit on the firearm if it were fitting on. I finally realized it would no longer get stuck. And if it did get stuck, I would take it off and just file a little more till it was pretty smooth. Then put it back on and keep slamming it until it was no longer stuck. And it is no longer stuck. And then you can just reassemble it. Well, there we go. that. Bolt carrier, slide back on there, like that. Situated. Put the handle back in, and then you can put the barrel back on. Perfect. And now when you fire the firearm, it doesn't matter how heavy the load you use, it'll never get stuck in the rear position. And before I filed it, if I did it by hand, it didn't do it. It was only when I would take the forearm off and shove the bolt carrier back with my hand did the bolt carrier get stuck. So if you can do this and you think, well, it can't be getting stuck, neither did mine until I took it apart and slammed the bolt carrier by hand. And that's how you fix it.